YouTube. Are your emotions causing you to make bad decisions? Think about it. Are your emotions causing you to make bad decisions? Let's talk about it. Hi, I am Dee Dee with Motivated to Soar, and I just wanted to pop in and have a quick discussion around emotions. To be honest, we have all made bad decisions because we have maybe rushed into something when we knew it wasn't right. We just jumped. We was feeling hot-headed that day, and we jumped and quit our job. Someone said something to you in a meeting, and you got on the defense, and you're like, that's it, I quit. You didn't think about your mortgage. You didn't think about your kids have various activities. You didn't think about the fact that you got to feed your kids. You didn't think about the medical benefits that you have with that position. But your emotions were so high, you're like, I quit. Again, we have all been there. But let's take a step back so we can make better decisions. I have my handy tablet here that I'm going to be referring to with some information. So let's just talk about some of the reasons that we make these decisions. Number one, impulsive reactions. Strong emotions like anger, excitement, or fear can cause you to react quickly without fully thinking through the consequences. With every decision, there's going to be a consequence, whether it's good or bad. For every choice we make, there will be consequences. So if you decide this day, on Monday, you're so upset, you're going to quit. You haven't spoken to your significant other about it, there will be consequences behind it. You decide you're going to commit fraud. Take something you know full well does not belong to you. There will be consequences. You decide you want to run behind what everybody else is doing. This is the new trend. It's working for them, but it might not work for you. There will be consequences. So again, impulsive reactions. What about clouded judgments? This is a good one. Emotions can distract your ability to assess situations objectively. For example, anxiety or stress may make small problems seem bigger. Let's talk. I want to talk to the married folks out there in the world. We all know that we can take something so small and it can turn into this huge argument. It could be as small as, I want butter on my popcorn, but you don't want butter on your part of the popcorn. Now we're popping all the popcorn together, okay? And maybe I forgot to remove half of the popcorn for you. So now your popcorn is buttered. But do you really want to walk away from a marriage because you got butter on your popcorn? Of course, I'm using a real silly, example. But this is the kind of stuff that gets us in trouble because now we have cloudy judgment. And sometimes we are listening to the wrong people. That's why I always say, who's in your ear? Who is in your ear? And the person that's in your ear, are they following the same advice they're giving you? My mom used to tell me about that all the time. Be careful who you listen to. They'll tell you one thing, but they'll turn around and do something totally different. Life will teach you. Okay? 3, overconfidence. Positive emotions like excitement or joy can sometimes cause overconfidence, leading to risky decisions without considering all possible outcomes. This is a good one because we're living in a day and time where everybody want to get rich quick. They want to run behind all these different ideas. This person has this idea. This person is saying, oh, I should go and invest all my money into this one stock because I'm going to get a 8%, 15%, 25% turnaround. I'm going to take all of my money and give it to this person because they are going to invest it on the behalf of me, and I am going to be living good in the next 9 months. So now you've taken your kids' college tuition and you've handed it over to Gary. And Gary was supposed to invest your money. And every time you call Gary, he's talking really slow. 2 months from now, you happen to be watching American Greed. And who's on American Greed for scamming people? Gary. And your kids' tuition is bye-bye. Sorry, Gary, I had to use your name. I just picked Gary out of the box. But yeah, we need to be really careful about the decisions we make. Be very careful. Avoidance or discomfort. Negative emotions like fear or sadness might push you to avoid difficult choices or situations. Because you're in your feelings, you're feeling some type of way, you can make a bad choice. Let's pause for a minute and talk about grief. Someone may have lost their spouse. And so sorry if this is your situation. Sorry for your loss. But maybe someone has lost their spouse. They've been married 15, 20, 30 years, 40 years. And now they find themselves all alone by themselves. Your wife has only been deceased, sir, for 30 days. Do you think it's wise to walk down the aisle with someone else? Really? Ma'am, your husband has only been gone a few weeks. Do you think it's wise to allow Lorenzo to move into your home and have access to your bank accounts? I mean, we have to think about these things. And I know this might be really going there hard, but I have heard of people doing these types of things and it ruins their lives. It ruins their lives. I'm going to call her Janice. Janice been by herself for a couple of years, and in walks Suave Rico Suave, or whoever they call him. He walks in, tell her how beautiful she is, how fine she is, how well versed she is, and she falls for the okie dokie. Next thing you know, she is moving herself and her children to a whole different state. She knows nothing about this man. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. It's so many different, situations that can come up. And we got to be so careful about that final decision because it can hunt us, So let's talk about some things that we can do to make better decisions. How can we have better judgment? You got a big decision coming up you need to make. What can you do? First, gather information. Gather information. Make informed decisions by collecting all the necessary facts and data. If anybody work in corporate, they don't make a move without looking at the data. They're looking at the facts, but they want to look at the numbers. So before you make a big move, do your research. Do your research. Don't just go by how I feel. Oh, I just think I love him. Oh, I just think she's the best thing since sliced bread. I think I can make a whole bunch of money doing this. I think I'm going to take this new job because they're going to pay me triple. Be careful, because if they're going to pay you triple, you best believe that's going to be 10 times more the work. You're going to be coming home late. You're going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to really be in your feelings. So again, gather the facts. 2, take time to reflect. Avoid rushing decisions, especially when emotions are high. Evaluate and consider different perspectives. Stepping away from the situation temporarily can provide clarity. That's why I say, slow your roll. Slow your roll. Sometimes you gotta step back. Step back. When that car salesman is on you, oh, you need to make a decision right now. This is not the only car available. It's not. Oh, but if you don't get it, somebody gonna come in and get the color you want. Guess what? I like other colors. That's not the only color I like. Oh, speaking of cars, I got a good story here. Last year, I had graduated in 2022 of December. I had gotten my master's. And so the first of the year, 2023, I was like, well, I'm going to reward myself with something really nice. And so, I think I'm going to, buy myself a car. So me and my husband, we had been visiting different car lots or whatever. And, I couldn't make a decision, just could not make up my mind. Well, this particular day, I went to the lot without him. Now, keep in mind, any significant purchases we do together. So I pulls up to the Lexus car lot, and I walk inside, and I'm on the showroom floor, and I see her. She's gray with red seats. Not even just gray, she was charcoal gray, okay? Charcoal gray. Red leather seats. Next thing I knew, I was opening the door, and I was sitting all up in there, looking at myself, taking pictures and all that good stuff. Next thing I knew, I was on the road test driving. Test drove all the way to my house. Pulled up in the front yard. Go inside, get my husband. Baby, come outside. Check this out. He comes out. He walks around the vehicle and he was like, oh, this is really nice. He looking all under the hood. You know me, you know how you guys do. Got the trunk all open. He's asking the salesperson questions and that type of thing. And then the question came up. How much does she cost? When I gave him the sticker price, he turned to the salesperson and said, ma'am, it was so nice meeting you. You have a good day. He went back in the house and silently closed the door. Yeah, that went really well. Well, on the ride back to the car lot, she and I was conversing, and she was like, you can afford this. We have already pre-approved you. This is not going to be a problem for you. You definitely can afford this car. You just need to give reward yourself. She was giving me all these reasons for purchasing this car. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I do deserve this car, yada, yada, yada. But then something on the inside of me was saying, now, D, you keep saying you plan to retire within X amount of years. And you want to be at a certain position financially. Is this going to delay your retirement? Or do you want it so badly you want to ignore it and just go ahead and make the purchase? I am so glad that inner man kicked in and I was able to walk away. And that's what we have to do sometimes. Walk away, push away from the situation, and look at it for what it really is. 3, set clear goals. Identify your goals and priorities. Knowing what you want to achieve helps narrow down the options. Kind of like how I was just talking about the car. I already knew that I wanted to retire within so many years. So I already had my goals established. So that made it a little easier for me to walk away. So you need to understand, what are your goals? Where are you going next? What do you want to accomplish? Whether it's financial, whether it's health, whether it's career, whether it's your spirit man, where are you going? You got to know these things. Number 4, consult others. Seek advice from trusted friends. Let me say this again. From trusted friends, family, or mentors who can offer objective perspectives. Sometimes others can see things we miss. So you want to make sure these are people that you truly trust. They lead by example. They're just not somebody fly in and fly out and they're gone. These are people you can look at their lives and say, okay, I don't have a problem following their paths. Not saying they're perfect, but you feel that these individuals are going to give you good, sound advice. Don't be so quick to listen to people who will tell you, oh yeah, if that was me, I would pack my boxes and I would quit my job. I would quit. I don't blame you. I would quit. Don't even think about it. Quit. Oh, if I was you, I would leave. I wouldn't take that. I would leave. Be careful. Be careful who has your ear. Because that same individual who's telling you to leave your job, they're not going to help you pay a mortgage payment. They're not going to put grocery on your table. They're not going to pay expenses for your kids' activities. They will not even offer you a Gate or a Shell gas card. So be careful who you are listening to. Take it to the Lord. Take it to the Lord in prayer. You have a major decision. Take it to God. And stop thinking you need to make a quick decision. It doesn't have to be a quick turnaround. Take time to really do your research, dig in, consult with others, but more importantly, make sure you are consulting with God. Make sure you are listening. Make sure you are reading your word. Because every decision can be life-changing. Life-changing. So again, I just wanted to stop by and just say, hey, get those emotions under control. Get those emotions under control. Get that anger under control. Get that depression. You talking about you walking around, you depressed and you got all the blinds closed and now you want to move out of state because nobody care about you here, and you're going to go move to Atlanta because Atlanta is on fire. I'm going to go to Dallas and I'm going to go move to California, and you're just doing all these things. You need to make sound decisions. Sound decisions. Don't just up and do something because somebody told you. Stop following what people are saying. We're looking at, we got a lot of technology in front of us. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We got all these people. Hey, you don't know me. You don't know me. But I want to believe what I am telling you is sound advice. I'm not telling anybody to leave anybody. I'm not telling anybody to take all their coins and put it here or there. I'm telling you to push back and think about this thing. Some people will tell you, oh, that's a sign. You need to pack up and you need to go because if you don't move right now, it won't be there. Okay. Be careful. Get your emotions under control. Make the best decision that's going to work for you, your family, long term. Think long term before you make that decision. Until next time, take care.